What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, Kizuna Clash is now live on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the three teams that I have built for the Sai, Quick, and Int bosses that you guys are going to be seeing in this video, of course. And we're going to be going through what the boss gimmicks are, just understand what they do, and what are some very useful characters to bring to this fight. Because for this particular Kizuna Clash, it is much easier than the previous one. The boss actually starts off at 7.5 million, which is like really easy. I'm not really too sure on what the HP scaling is, but it definitely starts off easier. And the bosses in this particular Kizuna are much easier to deal with compared to the last time around, so I think a lot of people will be a little bit happier. Of course, the Kizuna exchange, unfortunately, is a little bit hit or miss. I do think that they have still screwed up in terms of the rewards. I think it is the same. Yeah, we still get 3 of each of these tablets, whereas the first Kizuna, you can get 5 of each of these tablets from this box. So unfortunately, that is the case. However, one new thing in this Kizuna is there is a brand new support character that you can farm for from the Kizuna exchange, and that character is a brand new Marguerite. The artwork looks so good. So good. I'm such a fan of this artwork. But this character is pretty interesting. She is a quick slasher free spirit. Captain ability is a 2.25 attack, 1.25 times HP to strength, quick, and int. Not a really good captain ability overall, but she also does recover the cruise. She recovers 3 times her recovery at the end of each turn, which is not terrible, but not amazing. You're never using her as a captain. Her special, though, is actually really good. I was surprised when I read it. It will go ahead and boost strength, quick, and int character's attack by 1.75 for 1 turn, and reduces your paralysis by 2 turns, and also adjacent orbs will become matching. Now, one thing I want to point out very interestingly about this character is that she boosts strength, quick, and int. Do you know who else boosts strength, quick, and int? It's such a tongue twister. But Douglas Bullet actually boosts those 3 colors as well. So is that a hint towards something that's coming out very soon? I really hope it is, because Douglas Bullet is my boy. But something, of course, with this character, you want to be farming her support ability. You can farm multiple copies of this character in this Kizuna. Her support ability is very good. I would suggest to max it out. So you would want to go ahead and max it out, of course, because it attaches to any quick unit. And at the final boss stage, you're guaranteed a quick orb on your quick character. It's essentially a quick version of the support VV. These are always useful characters to have. So I suggest to max this character out. She's going to be very useful in future fights. But without further ado, let's go ahead and actually get into this Kizuna and start breaking down each of these boss fights. So now we can get into the swing of things against each of these Kizuna bosses. The first one is going to be against the Sai variation. Now, in this particular team, I am using Sabu and Koala friend captain with a cat dog captain. The important thing here is on the final boss stage, both of your captains will get special rewinded by 9 turns, and they remove all beneficial effects. So you can't carry buffs into this room, and also you can't use your captain specials. Another thing is you're not allowed to use a color affinity boost on this boss stage. So this is why I've got Sabu and Koala as a sub, so I can use their switch ability as well as their special on the boss stage. We also use the cat dog special on stage 2 to carry the orb boost into stage 3. And that's the way that this team basically works. But you predominantly want to be building a team of strength, quick, and int characters, as on stage 1 they'll get their specials rewinded or reduced by 18 turns, so that's very important. Wadatsume here on the first turn will give you 1 turn of paralysis, which is quite annoying. You can just tank a hit and then move on to the next stage, but I just decided to use the switch ability of Cat Dog, which works very well, of course. And then we can move on to the final boss stage, which is going to be against Zoro Sanji. Now, they don't really do too much. As I said, they're preemptive. They will remove beneficial effects, and your captains will get special rewinded by, I think it's 9 turns, something like that. They just get special rewinded, and you can't use their specials. After the first turn of attacks, they'll special bind your entire right column for 99 turns, and then after turn 3, 4, and 5, they'll blow away 2 characters each. So by turn 5, you're going to lose all of your characters against Zoro and Sanji, and they attacked for a lot of damage as well, so you're not going to be spending too much time on this stage. As I said, do not use a color affinity boost on this stage. However, with Sabu and Koala, they get color affinity upon switching, and of course switch effects do not activate enemy interrupts, which is very useful. So Sabu and Koala, again, showing why they are so good. You can definitely use them as a friend captain here and just leave it as Koala on this stage, and you know, Koala's still up to a 3.5 captain for Cerebral and Free Spirit. So that is another option if you don't have Sabu and Koala yourself, is to just use them as a friend captain, and you can still get, you know, a pretty nice boost from their 3.5 captain. Of course, you got to make sure you can still get a type boost on your crew in some way, shape, or form against the Sai boss. CP0 Lucci is also boosted in this Kizuna, so he is a very good option to bring here as well as a captain. He's up to a 3.5 captain with a matching orb, so you can definitely build a cerebral team around him. That is if you do want to do that as well. And you can see here that they don't have any immunity buff, so you can delay them, you can reduce their defense, you can poison them, but of course the zombie team is not going to work in this Kizuna, as they will continuously blow away your characters every few turns. So obviously do not bring some sort of zombie team, but you can run any type of conditional boost that you want in this fight, and it will work. In this example, I am using the Galette to delay, and then I can use the Katakuri to get the conditional boost. So I've got a conditional boost, a color affinity, an orb boost, an attack boost, a combo boost. Like, this team has the works, and it's able to do a lot of damage, of course. And I know a lot of people are not going to be able to build that, of course, with Sabo and Koala, but as I said, if you have a friend captain Sabo and Koala, that's going to help you out a lot in this particular fight. And now we can move on to the quick variation, which is the second boss. Now, for this one, on the first stage, Striker, Cerebral, and Powerhouse characters will get their cooldowns reduced. So, of course, building teams with those characters is going to be good. Now, very, very important. On stage 2, with a preemptive attack, Zio will give you a 99 turn 1.1 chain lock, which is why I'm using the 5+ Niji on this turn here, because he gives us 2 turns of a 2.75 chain lock. So by doing this, we can carry this chain lock into the next room, and the preemptive attack of Zeo will not give us the negative, really bad chain lock, which is very important for this fight to get rid of that, because the 1.1 chain lock is pretty significant, and that's going to hinder your crew by a lot. In this actual example, when I was recording this clip, I actually do screw up here with the Doflamingo and Treble. You have to hit 3 perfects to get the chain lock in the following turn. However, I did not hit my 3 perfects, so I don't get the 3.25 chain lock in this particular video, in this clip, but of course you will be able to get a pretty good boost with Dofi and Treble. Now here we have the Zoro and Sanji. Now with them, their preemptive attack is a lot different. They have a lot of immunities: delay, defense down, poison, and strong poison. They also have 10 turns of defense up, but you don't have to worry about it too much. The defense up is not that significant, but if you have Vivi and Rebecca, that will enable you to just completely remove it anyway. But you can actually use the Hannibal support on the Magellan, which will enable you to get a free 1.3 times color affinity, which is what I do in this specific example. We've got Shanks for a type boost and orb manipulation, Nami of course for her 2 times orb boost and color affinity. And the thing here as well is that Nami is boosted in this Kizuna, so she's going to be doing extra amount of damage. The team that you see here and the damage that you see, of course, will be even more when you do actually hit your perfects on stage 2 after activating the Dofi and Treble special. But either way, this team is going to be working for a pretty long time, and if you do have a friend, Vivi and Rebecca, I would highly suggest to use them as your friend captain instead, or if you have Vivi and Rebecca yourself, to just use those 2 as your captains, Ranami as a sub potentially, because that will give you like absurd amounts of damage output with those characters as your captain in this fight against the quick variation. And now we move on to the final boss, which is the Int variation. On this final stage, on Battle 1, you're going to be getting a preemptive attack, which will lower the cooldowns of Dex, Psi, and Int characters. So again, make sure to build your teams predominantly with those characters. On the second battle, you'll have Dosun, and his preemptive attack will change the slots in your right column into block. Which is why I have Luffy Law, which makes not only the final stage easy, but also makes Dosun kind of easy as well, because you can just use the switch ability to deal lots of damage towards him. But the main component of this fight, which is really tricky, is that there are 2 enemies on the final boss stage. You have Zoro and Sanji, and you have a strength Chopper. Now, Strength Chopper is really annoying because you're target locked to him, and he does have a 3-hit perfect barrier for 2 turns. So what you can do is you can bring someone like Treasure Map Shanks, use his special twice, and that will remove both turns of the barrier that this Chopper will have. But the thing about it is Chopper does not have that much HP. If you have a friend captain Luffy Law, I would suggest to run a team built around that, because you can use their switch ability and his attack to just bypass the barrier and kill Chopper, which makes it so much easier, which is what I would suggest. If you have a friend Luffy Law, use them in this fight. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. The rest of the team is just to enable us to get even more damage output, of course, with Kuzan for a type boost. Boa Hancock is boosted in this Kizuna, so she's a massive stat stick. Hina for color affinity, chain lock and orb manipulation with the Guild to Zoro, orb boost with Luffy Law. It's just damage output out the wazoo. But another thing here as well is they do have a 99 turn immunity buff, so you cannot apply any conditional boost on this stage unless if you bring 6+ Usopp or something like that. Also, after turn 3, if they're still alive, they're going to deal lots of damage to your team, so make sure to kill them before the end of that 3rd turn, of course. But that is about it. That's the full rundown of the 3rd round of Kizuna against Zoro and Sanji. Definitely farm this one up, guys, especially maxing out that Marguerite is going to be very useful for future content for sure. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.